I'm David.
I'm so awesome.
I'm Gerard.
Josh.
I'm David.
This is our complete sentence presentation about avoiding fragments and
RunOns. Yeah.
And stuff.
And stuff.
And stuff?
Before we get to the juicy bits, what is a sentence?
A sentence is a group of words that contain a subject, a predicate, and some form or forms of punctuation.
They can generally convey statements, questions, or so on.
Sentences also contain clauses, being independent or dependent, also known as main and subordinate clauses.
Bonus round. What are sentences? A. Sentences. B. The reason why I failed my English class. C. The meaning of life. Or D. Sentences are a group of words that contain a subject, a predicate, and some form of pronunciation. I will now give you 10 seconds to answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer was D. Sentences are groups of a group of words that contain a subject, a predicate, and some form of punctuation. If you got that wrong, I don't even know what to say to you.
Well, technically, A could be right.
So, what is a sentence fragment?
Hey guys, it's Aiden, and right now we're going to learn what a fragment is. A fragment is not a complete sentence, and it usually lacks either a subject or a verb or even both, and sometimes contains only a dependent clause. For example, 3 dogs and a cat. There's no verb, what did the animals do? Playing too hard on weekends. There's no subject, who was playing? Because I couldn't find my keys. This contains a subject and verb, but is a dependent clause.
So, how do you avoid sentence fragments?
So,
You want to learn how to avoid sentence fragments. Well, you've come to the right place, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because let me tell you right now, I am the greatest teacher. Sorry, Mrs. Yates. And I'll prove it to you with my 3-step guidelines. Well, you see, young Padawan, the journey to find the truth is not as easy as it seems. First, you must prove your worth, your tenacity, and your perseverance. Only then will you be able to understand the fundamentals of English writing. In doing all this, your senses will have reached their peak, your brain hardened, and your heart strengthened. Second, you must
travel to the highest mountaintop, located in the northern part of the Himalayan Mountains. There you'll find tools and DNA for survival as you begin your
Hey! What are you doing? I'm telling everyone how to avoid sentence fragments. No, you're not. Yes I am. Dude. Okay, fine. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't worry, old chap. I can help. Avoiding sentence fragments isn't that hard, you see. It's like, really easy. Okay. No, like, really easy. Yeah, I get like, really easy. Okay, I get it. It's easy. Okay, cool. Shut up and get on with. Before we learn how to avoid sentence fragments, we must first learn what are independent Wait, I think you should take this one. Independent No, like, a little more epic. Independent clauses. Anyway, you need to learn what independent clauses are. An independent clause is a clause that can stand alone as a sentence. It has a subject and a verb. Things you'll also find in other clauses, but more on that later. You'll also need to learn what dependent clauses. Dude, I didn't need you to do that time. Oh, my bad, dude. But why is that? Because dependent clauses are lame, since they need to depend on others. That's lame. Josh, you ask me for homework answers all the time. Shut up! I mean, Who's Josh?
You are!
You can't tell because of my amazing accent.
God, I hate being you!
A dependent clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb. It does not express a complete thought, so it is not a sentence and can't stand alone. So now that you know what dependent and independent clauses are, let's look at some examples. Take, I like macaroons. First of all, macaroons are freaking delicious. Yeah. That's so good. This is an independent clause because it has a subject, macaroons, and a verb, like. An example of a dependent clause would be what the girl did. Who's the girl? What did she do? Or after months of research. Okay. Cool. Thanks. What was the research for? What? So basically, dependent clauses tell you how not to be an idiot without an ounce of common sense. Like, what the hell? Do you expect me to know what you're talking about without giving me context? Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you, Pam, from accounting. How the hell am I supposed to know what to do with all these damn papers you always give me? Like, look, I know you just got married and all that, but like, look, you can't just go up to me and tell me to do your job. Like, that's not my problem, bro. Like, bro, I'm just trying to get a raise. Now that we're all intellectuals about independent clauses and dependent clauses, let's finally talk about how to avoid sentence fragments. To avoid sentence fragments, you get this. Add an independent clause and a dependent clause into a sentence. You add a independent clause and a dependent clause into a sentence. That's it. Bonus round, what? Bonus round, say it with me, y'all. Bonus round, what? Yeah. Which of these are true? A. Sentence fragments only contains a subject. B. Sentence fragments only contains a verb. C. Sentence fragments contains both independent and dependent clauses. Or D. All of the above. I'll give you guys a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Y'all too slow. The correct answer was C. Sentence fragments contains both independent and dependent clauses. I'm also an independent clause, if you know what I mean. Hit me up.
Josh, you're desperate.
So, what are run-on sentences?
Glad you asked. A run-on sentence, for one, are grammatically faulty, so that means don't do it. By default, though, these sentences are rather difficult to make by accident. Run-on sentences have two or more independent clauses or statements that can stand by themselves, not joined together by a connecting word or separated by a punctuation mark. For example, the water is cold, he cannot swim. It is a run-on sentence and is just weird to say.
So, how do you avoid run-on sentences?
Hi, I'm David.
David, you need to talk louder.
David,
speak louder, you
There are many ways to avoid a run-on sentence. You can locate the joint independent clauses and divide them into two separate complete sentences. You can use a comma followed by a fanboy, or use semicolons, colons, or even dashes to separate the two independent clauses. Or even just change one independent clause to a dependent clause.
Bonus round. Which of these are run-on sentences? A. This presentation is good and is about sentences. B. Turtles are slow and they have tough shells. C. Sentence fragments are dumb, but are hard to avoid. D. This ain't it, chief, but it might be. E. My name is Gerard, I'm not smart. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer was E. My name is Gerard, I'm not that smart. Wait a minute, who wrote that part? Hold up. Whoever got that wrong, let's just say I'm very disappointed in you.
Me too.
Dude, seriously?
We all wrote this.